Good morning. It's a beautiful day on Bleacher Talk, the only talk show on Bleachers. I'm your host, not Franz, and let's get this thing rolling. Today's guest is a partner at So Friendly, a app-making website, and website-making website, Jordan Walker. What up, Jordan, man?
Sweet, what's up, dude?
Hey, thank you for coming on, bro.
Sure, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh, man.
Let's get it cracking. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you on, bro. I'm so happy to have you on.
It's crazy.
Like, can you please tell the viewers what you do, man?
Yeah, so really quick, guys. So my company is So Friendly, and we're a product design agency. So we make mobile apps, websites, some virtual reality stuff, and then everything else kind of design and development related in between. 4 years ago, we kind of started as some people said, hey, let's make a company. And now we are rolling. We're working with some of the biggest clients in the world in the hospitality and entertainment industry. So really fortunate that we kind of were able to go from 0 to 100. So yeah, it's been a sick journey, man.
That's amazing. Now, like, how'd you start it? Like, it's you and your partner, right?
Yeah. So there's I guess 3 of us technically running it, but really at the head is me and my partner in the company. Yeah, so really, so my partner in the company before this, he is a big-time entrepreneur, and when his first startup actually went public. And then after that, he was like, hey, let's make something to kind of help other startups. And that's kind of where So Friendly was born from, this idea of helping to make things in other companies so friendly, yeah, if you will. Yeah, and so really we just kind of spun it up one day and have been going ever since.
Of course. And you're big on tech, right? Your company's big on tech.
Massive on tech.
So how'd you guys get into tech and roll from there?
Yeah, so I think I've always just kind of been into tech, but kind of working inside of our industry, like the app stuff, the website stuff, the virtual reality stuff, and then just custom development in between all that. It kind of inherently follows all the tech stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just kind of from that being exposed to the new technologies kind of before the main crowd gets to, I just really kind of dove into it. I was like, man, this is so cool. I kind of haven't looked back since.
Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So
when you program the apps, you code, right? Or you use codes?
I do very minimal coding. I'm actually more so kind of overseeing the actual company. But yeah, we have designers and developers on staff, and then I know enough code to be dangerous where I need to be.
That's amazing. Can you tell everyone how about coding's pretty much the future? Because that's where we're heading right now with all the technology around us.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Kind of like you just said, coding is really the future. And what's great about in a 2019 world, you can literally just go on YouTube, watch a video, and figure out how to do it, right? And put together something in a weekend if you really want to. And just I don't know, just how I see the world going, it'll just be good knowledge to have. You'll never regret being oh man, I know how to code an app, or I know how to code this, So I think it's a super valuable skill set that, everybody should at least dabble in once or twice. So
now, you've been to the big tech crunches around the US. Tell us about that, that experience, how you enjoy it.
Yeah, so the first big conference I ever went to was Forbes 30 Under 30. We got nominated for that, and that was crazy. That was when the company was kind of first taking its roots. And then through some intros from my college at the time, some local VCs, we got plugged into the Forbes community, and that kind of took us to one step. And then after that, the biggest one that we now kind of annually attend is CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, every year in Las Vegas, and that's just absolutely mind-blowing. The stuff you see there will just blow your mind. Everything from robots playing ping pong and being good at it to self-driving cars, wireless virtual reality technology, and just everything else in between, man. It's absolutely nuts, but it's a real blast to go to. And interestingly enough, this last year, on the last day, randomly Kanye West decided to show up, so that was pretty cool.
The GOAT,
yeah, that was dope.
That's lovely. Now, obviously, you brought up robots. I'm asking you about that. Thoughts on robots? Let's get into it. Let's get right into it, man.
I mean, so I think every day, I think people's current idea of a robot is this blocky looking thing that you kind of would see on the cartoons, and it's hello, my name is whatever, right? But I think if you look at your phone even every day, we're working with robots. If you use a calculator, that's technically a robot. So you know, people are always like, robots can destroy the world, or they're gonna take over or something. So I mean, sure, but that's like with anything. Like,
of course.
if you use anything the wrong way, it's gonna be bad. So I think, you know, I'm optimistic on how robots can kind of help the future and help us as a
and plus,
society.
like, it's already here, right? With all this AI and like programming, it's already here. So tell everyone about that, like how it's already here.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing, like I just touched on, like using your phone even. Like when you bring up Siri or something, when you talk to like a chatbot, like that's a robot, like that's its own thing that's kind of learning on the fly, you know? Or like having an Amazon Alexa or like a Google Home. So like it's definitely here, just not, you know, in the stereotypical form that people envision robots as.
Of course.
But I mean, it's for sure here, and I don't think it's going away.
Yeah.
So you might as well learn to embrace it, and we can build around that.
Of course, yeah. Like, I'm big on tech too. Like, I enjoy technology. Like, I wouldn't say like I'm a nerd about it, you know.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, I follow like Elon Musk and like everything he's doing. And like, dude, self-driving cars, dude. Like, there's so much like moral things going on with that. Cause like, let's say it's driving, right, and like there's like someone in front of the car or someone like over here. Like, who does it hit and all that, and all those questions. They have to be asked. So like, thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, so the moral thing is super tough for me. Like the example you just gave, I don't have. I don't know what my immediate answer would be. But you know, I am for all like the self-driving. So my partner actually, Justin, he has a Tesla, and when we put into self-driving mode, man, it's so fun and it's so convenient. And what's crazy is like it's so good too. Like it's insane how well it works.
It's quiet too.
Yeah, it's super quiet. Accelerates super fast, brakes very quickly. So, you know, I'm a big fan of the self-automated stuff. Of course, yeah, there is kind of like the moral question that it brings up. But you know, kind of just as humans, like we always kind of run into this dilemma of like making an ethical decision.
Of course.
And then just by human nature, we always make a decision and move past it. So, you know, I don't think we would be in 2019 without humans having the capability to do so.
Of course. That's big too. That's big. Like, I have so many questions about like technology. Like,
we can take it wherever you want,
dude,
bro.
like, I'm just like shooting right now. My next question is about like social media and like the algorithms that plays into that. So obviously, like everyone like has their like different algorithms, and so I just bring that up right there. So thoughts on that and like how everyone's feed like goes in a certain way, like based on what they watch.
Yeah. So I mean, right now it's kind of catered one way, kind of based on like what your preferences are. But I mean, it changes so much. But people don't know this. I think, was it 2017? Facebook changed their algorithm over like 300 times. So if you do the math, that's almost like once a day. Like, so, you know, people like complain like, oh, the algorithm's screwing me over, the algorithm's doing this or that. I'm like, okay, but like it's always changing. So, you know, and I'm a fan of the technology in general. The fact that like we can have technology that like, caters to your preferences,
of course,
I think that's super sick. Like it just like inherently improves the quality of your life almost, you know? Like you don't have to go explore for something that you want as much. Like it just kind of comes to you.
So like at what point, like let's say like you had a fad about skateboards and then like you're like, all right, I'm done with that fad, and it still like shows up skateboards. Like, so what can you do to like try to like change the algorithm, like from your standpoint?
Yeah. So I don't want to get too technical, but like the way it works, there's like remarketing tags, pixels that like are installed on these websites. So like that's why you see the ads again. So like immediately there's no like just direct change that you can make other than like blocking the ad or like reporting it or something. But if you're like trying to just change your preferences, you would almost literally have to like change what you look up on the internet. So like in the example you gave, if you're trying to get away from skateboarding, you would have to go instead look up like just because of where we're at, like palm trees or like buildings or something like that. So
like, that's super interesting, man, because like algorithms, like they're obviously in like everything, like even in real life, bro, because like I just said rhythm, like everyone has their own routine and rhythm, like about how they go about like everyday life, and like same thing happens online too, but like online, like people can track it and like know like what you like into. Like that's super interesting, man. So like, dude, like the internet, it's insane, bro. Like,
it's insane what it's done for just like the world, personally, for myself and the company. and just like, I don't know, the overall quality of life. Like, people love to talk about the bad, but I mean, it's also done so much good.
Yeah, so much good
it's
to
so
it
much
too.
good. Like, even how we got here, like doing this talk now,
Yeah.
like because of the internet.
Of course.
That's so dope. So,
dude, like, it's just so cool to like take a step back and think about, man. Like, obviously, like, connections and whatnot, like mutual friends, and like through that, like I met you, and like that's super dope.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just thankful to like meet you and like have you on the show, to bring you like your tech background like onto the show,
dude.
just give information. So with social media,
yeah.
like a main thing that like affects people is like people the likes and comments people get, you know.
Yeah.
And like I heard that there's like click farms. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so it's like a super sketchy realm that I never encourage anybody to dive into. Yeah, but basically there's like organizations dedicated to just like clicks, likes, comments, like you name it.
Insane.
You know, so yeah, I'm not big on that type of stuff.
Alright, that's good.
Obviously, like I have Instagram and I use that, but I'm not like obsessed with like comments or likes or anything.
That's good.
But yeah, there's like click farms and these click funnels that are dedicated just to like, you know, get people to do that. So
And it's so silly too. And like, also another thing is like people like buy followers to make it seem like they're popping, but like it's not organic. It's not like, what's the word? It's not real.
Yeah, it's
you know?
not real. Yeah, and what's crazy, like people see through that. And for me personally, at the end of the day, like as someone who's running the business, like cool, like sure you may have like a lot of followers or whatever, but like if you don't have like a real, to me personally, if you don't have like a real business behind that, there's no like actual meat behind it, like what are you doing?
It's just
like,
all fluff, bro.
Like who cares, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I just don't get it. Like, yeah,
It's crazy.
I would rather build a real business and make real money instead of just looking like I have
Of course.
the life, you know?
And like that's what's happening nowadays. Like people want to seem that they have the life, and like they get caught, like so caught up in it that they're not living like their life, like their true life.
Yeah.
You know, and like that goes on to like moral thing, but like, dude, now everything's as it seems. You know, like people can see behind the mirror and all that.
Oh, they definitely can. They definitely can.
It's all BS.
People can
sometimes.
smell it out like in a second, you know? It's crazy.
It's so bad, man. Like, all right, my fault. That was a subject right there.
You're good, dude.
Next one, like, what ways? I'm not sure if I already asked this, but like, what ways can like we get better at like sniffing that out, so that way like we don't fall into like, oh my god, like this person's has this many likes and shit. Ooh.
I mean, I would honestly say it's tough. I would say honestly, just kind of being diligent and almost like doing your homework and research in a way kind of helps you better sniff it out. And then for me personally, I guess what kind of helps me sniff it out is like I'm currently, and I have built like a real business, like with real money and real employees and, you know, real things behind it. So like I know, because of that, I know what's actually real.
Of course.
And then when I see somebody else, like I can compare what I've actually done since it's real to them.
Of course.
And then that kind of helps me like inherently sniff it out.
That's good.
So I would say just kind of like your own due diligence and your research really can help you get better at figuring it out. I don't think there's like this, you know, one trick to figure out clickbait and how to not be around spammy people, but you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. My next thing that I'm gonna bring up is the bots.
The bots.
Yeah, talk about the bots real quick and like explain it, because like that's something I want to know about and like something like I'm interested in.
So bots meaning what? Because
Like,
there's a couple different types of bots.
Okay, like real quick, like explain those types real quick.
So there's like a chat bot that you would like interface with on Instagram or like Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bot that like you can buy that will go like complete a service for you.
Oh man.
Basically. And then there's also like chat bots on the website, on like websites just in general. So you know, it depends on the context. So the technology of bots in general is super useful. Like I love it. Like some of the websites and products that we've built, like we'll put bots into it because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But there have been other instances, just kind of like with anything else, where bots can be used for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
And of course people like get annoyed by it, or like they feel like they're getting spammed or something like that. Like especially on Twitter, I'll get these bots that like message me and hit me up all the time. I'm like, oh, this is such crap. Like, why? But when it's used in the right way, like, I'm really optimistic about them. Like, it can, like, you know, streamline like a sales process, or like a checking out experience, or just like an onboarding experience. So again, it's just one of those things. It's like depends on the context and how it's used.
So like, I would say like a good use of a bot, like if you're into like buying and selling shoes, is like, because like shoe releases, like they're big online.
Yeah.
And like I know people that like use bots to like try to buy a certain pair of shoes, and then just like, because it's fast, like it takes like 2 seconds for them.
So that's what's also like nice about bots, just like in general with the technology, like it's faster than you and I would, right? Like clicking a button on a mouse, or like picking up the phone to like call someone or something.
Yeah.
Like a bot just like does it. Like it just takes care of it. You know, so that's why I'm like big on that technology. They're really cool. They're just like, they're fast, automated. So
it's amazing, man. All right, now, of course, I was gonna bring it up at some point. Like, we dove into it like in the beginning of the talk show, but like AI, like your whole like the big picture on AI, because as we know, it's already here. But like, at what point is too much on AI?
Yeah, that's just such an interesting conversation. We could be here forever talking about it. But yeah, like we touched on earlier, I'm definitely big on it, but again, it's one of those things, like, it's just got to be used in the right way, right? So, like, people are so caught up in like, oh, AI, it's this big scary thing in the sky. But like, as humans, like, we've always just kind of like had that like thing in the sky, right? So like when cars were becoming a thing, it was cars. Like when airplanes were becoming a thing, it was airplanes. It was like this big scary thing that nobody really knew anything about.
That's why people don't like it. People don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. Or like even like when the internet came out, people literally at one point thought the internet was just like a fad. Yeah. Like that blows my mind. They're like, it's just like a thing that's gonna blow over. Oh my God. Like we don't really understand it. So like I feel like we're kind of like in the same mindset right now with AI. Like it's just not like, it's here, but it's not like really here yet. And so people are like, oh my God, like it's gonna be crazy. But I'm optimistic on it, because I think for one, it is already here, and then two, if it's used the right way, it'll just like improve the quality of our lives, right?
That's true.
Like especially in the context of like self-driving cars that we talked about earlier. Like imagine like the amount of accidents that will be mitigated, drunk driving, you know, and a bunch of other things. So like I'm optimistic on it, because I think it can really like improve the quality of life for humans. Again, it's just one of those things that like if it's used in the wrong way, you know, it can become dangerous.
Now, like, I have like a kind of a moral question. Like, some people are scared that like AI might take over their jobs and all that. So like, how do we try to beat around that as like a species? Like, I mean, like in the U.S., for example, because like that's like a big question. Like I would say. Yeah,
I mean, again, that's a question that's probably can be its own conversation. But I mean, I would say it's honestly just about. It's about skill set. So right, like I don't think there's some jobs and things that are going to come where AI is just, you're not going to be able to beat a robot just because it's faster, cheaper. You don't have to maintain it. You don't have to pay it benefits or anything. It just can do its job. But on the flip side, because AI is going to be so much more prominent, that means we're going to need more engineers, more developers, more designers, more technical people. So I think
all that too.
So I just think we'll see a shift from like very routine skills to kind of
more complex.
Yeah, more complex, almost non-routine. So people are like, I'm scared I'm gonna lose my job. But the beauty about 2019 is, sure, a robot could take your job or replace you. But again, like I said earlier, you can just go on YouTube, learn some basic design or development skills, and then, you know, just go design and develop that AI, right? Or like work on that. Because, you know, I said they don't need to be maintained as much, but they need some sort of maintenance, or they need to be built in the first place. Not just gonna like appear out of thin air. So, you know, I think people just need to like compensate and just embrace it, right? Because there's gonna be tons of jobs. Like from our company, for example, like we're always looking for like designers and developers, right? And so, you know, when it comes that everything's gonna need like a designer and developer on staff, you know, I think we'll just end up filling different jobs or different roles. So
that's dope, man. It's like that's like the big like moral question like nowadays. It's like, oh my God, AI's taking jobs. It's the end of the world and all that. But like if they try, like as you said, like they have to like innovate. You know what I mean? Like their skill set towards a viable future.
And the thing is, like, it's not hard to do either. Like you can literally be laying in bed at 10 p.m. at night, throw up on YouTube up on your laptop, and just like learn it.
Yeah.
Like, just learn it.
Yeah.
And what's also dumb, like I'll tell people like, man, like I don't have access to this laptop or that. I'm like, there's plenty of public resources to like go get a computer or like a phone.
That's true, like libraries and all that.
Yeah,
too.
like you can literally go to a library, learn how to code from a YouTube video at the library, and then actually start writing code on the library computer. Like,
that's amazing.
Like all the resources are available, you know. So.
And like it's cool because like in my second talk, Matt Yellen, like he was on, and like he learned to code like by himself, like through YouTube.
Yeah.
So like, and he's a smart kid, and like, Matt, I got you, bro. I'm throwing you out there, but it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he applied himself and like he learned it himself.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was kind of the same way. So I actually went to school for marketing and management, but I all like the design, development, and just like technology related stuff. I just taught myself on the side, like off YouTube, talking to people, just reading stuff on the internet. Like that's literally where my entire knowledge base of all that came from.
All right, now I'm going to like jumping around a bit, but who are your idols that in like technology or like overall? You know, like, who are some of your idols?
Man, that's a good question. I have so many. So I would say overall people I look up to. I would say for one, Elon Musk. I really look up to him. Just because I think, for one, his brain's on a totally different level, I think, from regular people, but just like his initiative to like truly make the world a better place, I really respect and love that. I think that's super, super cool. And then outside of that, I would say really, I look up to my parents a lot. Just the way they raised me, kind of the morals and beliefs that they've kind of instilled in me, has led me, I think, to build a successful business up to this point. And I still, to this day, I look up to them because there's instances where I'm like, man, I can't, you guys are insanely just great at what you do, you know, at being parents.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then a little bit on the controversial side, I gotta give it to Kanye West.
Yep, same here, bro. Like
I don't care what people say about him. I think he is a true genius, and everything he does is for a reason and it's strategic.
Of course.
So, you know, people see him like lash out or say something crazy, but like that's for a reason, right? Right? He's doing it to purposely get your attention. So he has a platform to then come back and like hit you in the mouth with something else.
Of course.
So, you know, and he's just truly creative, and as someone like myself who's like truly creative, you know, I just look up to that. That's just dope to me.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
So,
like me, like I enjoy Elon Musk, like Kanye West, like Donald Glover, like I enjoy like people like that, like people that who like take like initiative to like try to make the like the world bigger than them, you know?
Yeah.
Because to them, it's not about them. It's about like us as collective, you know?
Yeah.
And like there's so much negative, but those three try to bring out the positive, you know?
Yeah.
With Elon Musk, man, like with Tesla, like electric cars, like being like the first mover and like creating a luxury car that's just like saving the environment, like as you want to call it, and then giving out the patents to his batteries to every other car maker to make electric cars too, to beat out fossil fuels. Like, come on now, like that's innovative. To like SpaceX, to like him like reigniting the space race, you know what I mean? Trying to build a colony on Mars, like come on now, like it's bigger than us, bro. And like it's so cool to see him put that into like fruition, bro.
Yeah. And what's crazy is like the stuff he talks about, like sometimes he gets a little out there as far as like his view on the future. The stuff he talks about for the most part, like that's like real like world concerns. Like he's genuinely like, guys, like look, like this is a problem. We gotta fix it. And you know, I'm kind of the same way just inside of our business. I'm like, yo, when we got a problem, like we gotta fix it. Like let's do something about this. So
of course.
I really respect him. And the way just he runs his business, I've heard he's very just like, he's a good guy.
Yeah, like straight about the business, like a very linear guy. Like time's everything to him, bro. Like he doesn't waste any time at all, dude. Like none at all. I'm gonna ask you, could you talk about like the websites and apps you make for your company to viewers?
Yeah, so there's some that I wish I could talk about, but they're under NDA. But I can say they're literally for some of like the huge theme parks around the world.
Nice.
Like I literally just got back from Dubai actually for working on one of them. But outside of like the big enterprisey stuff that we do, my favorite place to actually be and like projects to work on is like these really like startup-y guys. They're like, hey, I have an idea, I vetted it some, like let's like help me like build everything, like the business, like the app, the name, the colors, the logo, everything. And that's where I love to be, because to me, that's like true problem solving and creating. Yeah, it's just like you have like a blank canvas and it's just like, let's just go at it, like we can do whatever we want. And what's also great about that is we get to work in so many unique, just different instances, right? So like an example is like we're building an Uber app for maids basically right now.
Nice. That's innovative.
Yeah, we're building like a sneaker flipping app, which is, you know, personally for me super cool. We're building an app that like facilitates like nightlife and like going out and stuff. And then in between that, just a million other projects that we have going on, and from time to time we even like build out some of our own ideas. So yeah, man, I just love it because it's something just so different every day.
Oh, that's amazing, bro.
So,
like, that's life, bro. Like just trying just new things every single day, and like it's always learning, bro. I'm like, and like that's what you do, bro. Like every day you're just learning something new. You know what I mean? Like whether it be like creating something or seeing something different, and just expanding your mind, bro. That's beautiful.
It's great because especially with our business, it's like just inherently like learning always, because like, you know, the sneaker app that I was telling you just about now is like a totally different market from like this nightlife and like going out app. So it's like, all right, now I gotta like research and really dive into like the sneaker community, right? Or now I really gotta research and dive into like the people who love going out, like the Uber for maids. Like I really gotta dive into almost like the 45-year-old mom market, right? So just like, and then in between that, all the other projects that we have going on. So like, it's just really cool. It's just always learning. Just always learning.
Oh man.
So that's what I love.
Well, as we wrap up, any last words to the viewers or anything? Are you gonna plug in or anything?
Yeah, shameless plug. Check us out at sofriendly.com. We just built a side project that randomly got funded. Check it out at yak.chat. That's the website. Thanks to my guy for having me on the show.
Dude, no problem. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
All right, man.
Super dope. Appreciate it, bro.
Have a great day, all right, boss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.